people, what's going on? We're in a new setup here. Life is good. How is everyone doing? It's good to see everyone in on the chat right now. All of you people on here, give me a holler. Is everything sounding good? The microphone should sound a tiny bit better. I've got some EQ on this bad boy, as well as I spent like 100 quid on this audio routing thing. That helps. So it's good to see everyone on here, but it's good. And it's good to see everyone in here. Basically, I'm doing a surprise one because this Thursday I'm in London. I'm going down to an Instagram party in London and doing some drawing down there, and you'll see some stories on Instagram from me. So I'm going to do some live critiques today, and also because I've had the busiest like 3 weeks of my life, or a month of my life. It's been crazy. I haven't been able to do much on YouTube as the schedule is crazy. So that is basically the gist. So I'm bringing out new content. I was going to bring out a normal video today, but I was like, man, let's just do some logo design critiques. So the way that this is going to work, people, is I'm going to be here for like an hour or 2 hours, and you guys can pop in and drop out. You can do whatever you want. You can comment and stuff. But what we're going to do is that you guys can super chat me during the stream, and I will review your logo designs. I think we've got mods in on the chat. I think we've got Chris, who's an awesome mod. He is in. So if you have any problems, speak to him, because I don't know what I'm doing with that sort of stuff. And guys, also Chris will probably link the Discord, and if you want to chat on the Discord whilst this is going on, feel free. Thanks very much, Josh M. Good to see you, man. It's so good to see everyone in on the chat, guys. It's been so long. It's been so long. If you guys are enjoying this, go ahead and share it out, okay? So yeah, I am busy right now, but I'm less busy, which is a good thing for me, I guess. It's a good thing. Guys, what do you want? Do you want the music off or what? I think I will just keep it on, because I can't even hear it, but you guys should be able to hear me pretty well. So this is what's going to happen. I've got here a logo that was sent to me, and this is part of the free logo design critique series that I've been doing on my channel. And just to kick us off, I'm going to start showing you my thoughts on this logo design here. And yeah, we're going to have some fun with this. But if you guys want to send me your logos, you have to use Super Chat. Otherwise, you won't get through everyone. So Super Chat is basically this thing on the chat that you've got here. You basically go to this little button here, send a Super Chat, and you pay anything from like $2 to $500, which I don't expect anyone to pay $500. How silly. And I'll review your logo design, and it helps support me on the stream. But guys, let's get straight into this. It's going to be a good day. Grab a drink before we start. Here's what's going to happen. So here we've got an email from Noah Thompson, and it says it's my rebrand concept for the NHS blood donation service, or donating service. So let's have a look at this. I wanted to do this in a different way, so I was basically superimposed into this, but it's good. I can't lower the volume on the music any lower, but that's it. George Harmon, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It's your first in line, bro. Thank you so much. At some point during the streams and stuff, the actual price may get higher depending on how many we have. And that's not me being nasty. That is just me protecting my time a little bit here. But it's so good to see everyone. Right, let's get on to the critiquing this. So this is the NHS blood services. If you don't know, the UK doesn't have to pay for medical attention when we go to hospital. It's all paid for by the taxpayer, which is anyone who pays tax. And the NHS is the National Health Service. And basically they have like a blood donation that's going on here. So NHS blood services. Now the cool part about this logo is that I totally get it. It's really easy for me to critique. I really love this. What I love about it is the actual fonts and stuff that's used. Now I don't know if this is the actual NHS logo we got going right here, but let's just zoom in. I want you guys to be able to see this as best as possible. Ooh, it keeps freaking out on me. Christopher Clements, thank you so much for the $2 super chat as well. You were a legend. So this NHS blood services thing here, I'm going to go and critique this now. So the first thing that stands out to me is the hierarchy and everything that's going on. So what I love is you've got blood services here with the NHS brand there. It is good. I like it. There's nothing more that I can say about it other than what I don't like is this part here. Now I love what you've done here with the heart. And I guess it kind of looks like a B as well. So it's kind of like a monogram, right? And with this, the problem I have is the thickness of this. Now, what I would love to see is this to be thicker in weight, because if you go to the red version here, whoa, that's freaking out the computer. How is it doing on YouTube? Is this the red that YouTube doesn't like? I'm not too sure. But basically here, well, Ben Grantham, thank you so much for the £2 super chat. Thank you. So basically this red one here, the problem is you can see that the lines here aren't consistent with the thick lines over here. Now, if he went ahead and made this into a thicker version, so if the actual lines weren't just strokes, but there was a thick line that was the same weight as the blood services thing going on here, then that would be super awesome, because that means that it sort of like ties in with the design itself. So that's what I would suggest to do. So whenever you design your logos, just make sure everything is like integral to itself, so you're not just using like thin lines and then thick lines. When it's a logo, it has to be really simple and easy to read. And also I want to show you a book which is over here, if I get it out. It is a big book, but I got this book the other day and it is massive. Like, here is my face and here's the book. It is huge, right? So this book is basically a book full of, like, I would say monograms, not really just logos, but there's like 6,000 logos inside this book. And it's not mine, it's just a book on Amazon that you can get. There's a link somewhere for it, but it's called Modernism, and it's a great source of inspiration, and it shows just how simple things are, even from like 1920 to 1980. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So guys, let me know what you think of this logo here for the NHS Blood Services. I think it looks pretty dank and I like it as well. Nigel says the NHS should be main subject from a company hierarchy point of view. The Blood Services is a division or service, so it should appear smaller. That is correct. The only time that I would suggest having Blood Services bigger is actually on their sort of branding, because you know you have sub brands within NHS. You can have NHS something else, but the Blood Services, I think this actually looks okay, because you can see it pretty well that it's an NHS thing. The only thing that doesn't look correct is this heart on the left, so that's basically good. I like this logo. Okay, so what's going to happen now is I'm going to look for a logo. Basically, I need to find out actually who's super chatted and who hasn't super chatted, so I can like work this out. So it's George Harmon, you legend. Do the George Harmon shake. Okay, so George has got it here, and he goes, "Here you go, mate. Thank you so much for your past critiques. For some reason, the client didn't want it. He didn't want the designs and sweatshops." Okay, I don't understand what you said there. You probably wrote that really quick. But let's have a look and see what's going on here. So the Noble Otter. Let me just check that you guys can see this correctly. So I like this. The Noble Otter. So is this for like, George, is this for like an apparel company or something? Because I want to know what the use is. When you send a logo to me, it's so easy for me to say, yeah, this looks great. And it does. And it looks really good. Most logos that people send that are simple look really nice. The only problem is that they are simple, so we don't understand what they're for. So we need to know what they're for. So it's a soap company. So this is for a soap company. Cool. So the first thing I like about it, it's vintage. You've got a cool sort of playful serif font going there, or hand lettering, I'm not too sure. I really like that sort of like lettering there. I'm going to screenshot this because I might use that kind of lettering somewhere. What can I say about it? I think it looks really well done. You've got a cool illustration of an otter in there. It looks very handmade, very rustic. I like it. Let's see if you've got any other images here so I can like look at them. Here's the full logo. So the logo is actually like a badge design. So like the badge itself is the logo. And a lot of places use this, mainly like in the UK, beer companies like craft beer and stuff like that. They use like a badge design that's going on. Chris says, I like the Otter's floppy ear. Yeah, it's cool, man. I like it just because it's not perfect. And the problem is with design now, we suggest that things should be like, you know, perfectly, you know, symmetrical and stuff like that. But this one's done really well. The only suggestion that I'd give to this is where it has co just here, I'd move that to the right slightly. So this way for like, I'll show you this way here, because this isn't aligned to where it should be. I don't think. I think you can move it slightly over there. Also, you've got to keep in mind, you see these dividing things here. You've done a really good job of getting the perfect shape for these dividers here, but we want them to be the same thickness as this thick part here on the outside, because it's going to look strange once it's printed, right? So they wanted hipster. I think it looks good. Was it a competition? Like, because competitions aren't very good when it comes to logo design, even though sometimes if you win, that's good, but generally the same people over and over win. I just super chat, I'm not sure where to send the email. Chris will give you the email thing, but actually I'll do it here. There is the email. Only super chat people get to send the emails to there for now. So I don't know why they didn't take this, but did they give you like a full-on brief? Like, because the problem is if you don't follow the brief, you use them for practice. Okay, so I'm guessing they weren't going to pay you for this, right? Because if people don't pay you for something, now here's a weird psychology sort of thing with logo design or design in general. The amount that people pay is the amount that they're going to respect and value that design. So the difference, here's a little thing, I'm going to make a video on it at some point, but the difference between me and another designer is the amount that we get paid. So they could be working for like, the same amount of time, like 6-7 years, same with me as a logo designer, but the difference could be in the price. And our designs could literally be the same, but who's the client going to go for, like in this sort of way? If it's a large company that has a big budget, they're going to go for the person who values the design more because they expect more from the designer. I don't mean more time, but they expect a better implementation of the design, better research, and using their experience. If you charge too little, or if the other person charges little, the problem you face there is that someone else is thinking they're going to be better than you. That's why they've charged more. So the way that I charge for my design work, which I'm going to make a video on, is, how can I say it in an easy way? So the difference between like someone charging $100 for a logo, and say if I charge $6,000 for a logo, which has happened before, then the difference between that is the fact that I value the work more and I know how much it's going to make them. So it's kind of like, as Sean McCabe would say, or from Sean West, he says it's value-based pricing. So, and that's the same for anyone else. If you're in a design agency, that agency may charge, upwards of $20,000 to $50,000 for a branding package, but it really depends what's in it as well. So when it comes to logo design, you've got to think in a value-based way. So that's what I'm saying. Chris Doe makes his point nice. Yes, he does. And by the way, guys, we have actually got what's it called, the Spartan Logo Design Challenge coming to a close. So we're going to be doing a live stream. I don't know if I'm doing it with them, but we're going to be doing a live stream where we review a lot of the logos and we choose the winners. And you guys get to win quite a lot from me because I'm basically buying you a bunch of stuff and sending it to you. So thank you so much, Landon, for the $2 super chat, and Dizzy for the 10-something super chat. Thank you very much. You're in the queue. So the only difference is, George, I would say that stuff like this with the Noble Otter, make sure that there's a value there. And if you do pro bono work or work for a family, make sure you send them an invoice. I've said this in my last video, but send them an invoice with the amount that it was worth and then deduct it so they understand the value of this work. So yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Landon, I'm going to be doing the Spartan reviews. I'm not too sure when. I need to organize it with Chris and stuff like that. And also logo inspirations. I need to organize it with them. So there you go, George. I hope you enjoyed that little piece of gold there. So when someone sends me a super chat, you have to send me the email within that super chat because you can write a message. So I believe, let me just check. Who's the next person? So it is Christopher Clements. So we've got Christopher Clements here and he's just given me a link. So let's have a look at this. We're going to have a look See what's going on. Okay. So I'm going to just firstly check your services. I want to see what you do. So you're a logo designer. I know this one. I really like your logos. I've seen your logos around and I like them. And I remember your name, Christopher Clemens. I remember your name. Yeah, logos and brand identity, business card, promotional materials. Why shouldn't I just use a site like Fiverr? Brilliant. I love that. That's class. Ozzy, thank you so much for the £2 super chat. You're in the queue, bud. So you're in the queue. So you want me to have a look at this. So the creative brief. So this is a really nice sort of portfolio bit here. So let's have a look. So creative brief, Stratos New York Pizzeria is your only New York style pizza on the island of Hawaii. Stratos' name isn't established on the island yet because it was previously named Mike's and was managed differently. The owner strives for a product that is created with local ingredients and produced organically. The results are equal to some of the best pizza in Hawaii. With the pizzeria's new name, I'm getting texted here. With the pizzeria's new name, Stratos, comes the need for a brand new logo design. The new logo should be modern, crisp, and professional. One of the only requests was that there'd be no pizza imagery in the actual logo. So that's clever. Whoa, Carrie, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Adrian, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Okay, guys, before I get any more super chats, the way that this is going to have to go now is because I'm getting so many super chats for logo critiques. We're going to have to bump up the price. Otherwise, we'll just carry on all night. So from now on, from this point on, only super chat $5 and I'll critique your logo design because I haven't got the actual time to do it all night. But I will review all your logo designs that you've sent in so far. So I'm going to have a look at this pizzeria thing. This Stratos New York Pizzeria in Hawaii. Crazy. This looks cool. Okay, so the logo, the new Stratos logo features a bold typeface that will be sure to stand out on any sign or store front. Along with the new typeface, the design features an icon designing featuring the Empire State Building with a Hawaiian sunset behind it. The icon brings together the best of both New York and Hawaii. It's very clever. Chris, what I love about this is you just sent me a link and I was like worried about what this is going to like, if I was going to understand the logo, but you sent it and it's in there already. So if you send this to a client, they're going to have no problem with understanding your work. So first off, that's class. They understand what it's about. So you've got the Empire State Building here and you've got a sunset there. Add them both together, you get the logo. So you've made it very simple for them to understand. So Stratos. And by the way, I love the logo, but the only issue that I have is if I step back a little bit, is that to me it looks as if it's not aligned. So this part here needs to be bumped to the left to balance it. That's my only thing right there, Chris. Yeah, and I saw that in the black one down here if I zoom in. Can you see this? I think that this needs to be bumped to the left a little bit because of the balancing on the apostrophe here. See, yeah, that's what I would say, just that. So you've got that here. Negative version of it. You've got the colors there in the hex codes. That's nice. What I love about portfolios and stuff is this mock. I think it's a mock-up, but this looks nice. Like this is a proper use of a mock-up. I really like it. You've got different business cards here. What I'd love to see though is I think you can get like mock-ups for like burger or restaurant joints and stuff like that. And with that, you can actually add these two more like, you know, what's it called? Culinary things. So like things inside the restaurant, you know. So, $10 from Lily Skirvin. Our logo I designed. Oh, wow. I'll read that in a minute, but thank you so much, Lily, for the $10 super chat. You legend. Thank you. You're in the queue. You're in the queue, bud. Okay, so what I love is that you've got everything perfectly here. And you've got different designs here, which is a class representation of a case study. So whenever you do design or logo design, take it from Chris Clements here, look at his portfolio and see how you can like learn from it. And I've learned a bunch of stuff from here. I've never thought about adding alternate designs at the bottom, which could have been rejected by the client, but it still shows your differences in design and how you can create variations for a specific design. You've also got design by Chris Clement, so people remember that. You've got all your branding correctly there, and everything just works really well. It's all aligned. I really like this. This is above and beyond. Also, I must just say here, when it says the logo here, I don't know if this is on purpose, but the alignment here of logo is a bit strange. Or should I say the kerning is a bit strange. I'll just check that. I love it how you've got like a mood board there already off the plates. It's really cool. I just really like this. Yeah, just check out the logo, make sure it works and it's aligned correctly. I love the composition of it. Well done, Chris. I really like it. Guys, go follow Chris. He's a legend. Awesome. So who's next in the list? And also, guys, if you're in on here now, we're parting away. But if you just joined in, go ahead and share your thoughts on the design. We're all in this together. We're going to share all our thoughts on the design. Okay, so Ben Grantham, you are next. I'm going to find you. I don't know if you sent it. If I can't find your email, you're going to have to send it, you know. You're going to have to send it properly. So Ben, I'm going to have to come back to you. I don't know where your logo is on here. I'll just refresh it, making sure it's there. I'll just search for you as well. I need to find a better system of doing this. Okay, so May 19th, you sent this. Okay, I'm going to just do this one because this is your logo here. So, hope you had a good holiday. I did. And my holiday was class, by the way. Thank you. Let's have a look. So, awesome videos. They've helped me a lot. Perhaps you could check out my pet care logo. It's a cat and dog, which sort of tessellate together in a yin-yang style. With a hint of Draplin inspiration thrown in the mix. Aaron Draplin, what a legend. Would love to know what you think. Thanks and best wishes, Ben. Okay, Ben, let's have a look. So, for pet care logo, let's have a look. So, this is the grid. I'm not going to look at the grid. I'm going to look at the final one for now. A lot of people kind of like put grids on it, which is nice for portfolios and stuff. It makes you seem really technical, but want to see this first. So cat and dog yin yang sort of style. So the first thing that pops out to me is that this is very Draplin-esque, which I like. I love Aaron Draplin and his stuff. I think he's got like a 12-minute documentary on Skillshare now, so go and check that out. But what I love about this is the colors and the use that you've got going here. The only problem I have is I can't get out of my mind. This looks like a handshake from this angle. Do you know what I mean? Or like this angle, whichever way it is. But I like it. I don't know what else to really say. A pet care logo. I think there's a lot of stuff you could do with this, such as create a monogram with it, because you can create a P and a C, but you have to make it more noticeable. Yo, Smoking Strawberries, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. You're a legend. Smoking Strawberries. That's brilliant. So the only thing I would say with this is I think you can go even more creative with this. Whoa, Nick Murray, thank you so much for the £15 super chat. Legend. Thank you so much. We're getting a ton. Crazy. Thank you so much. You're in the queue, mate. You're a legend. So with this one, I would suggest you could create a P and a C in here. Pet care by, I don't know how you would do it, but I like the yin yang style. Maybe, no, because that's not going to work. I can see where your problem is here, Ben, because the way that you've designed this is that you've got the cat's tail coming up here and the dog's tail coming there, which looks nice. But I think you can get away with this being a bit more free flowing. So it's not just like an easy slit fit kind of thing, but I think you could go ahead and make this a bit more wavy in the middle. Guys, what do you think? Help me out here. I think you've done a great job with the gridding and stuff like that, and the consistency looks great. You've got the colors here for the eye, which is in the dog, and then vice versa and stuff. But yeah, I would suggest doing a pet care logo, like a monogram, like a P and a C, because you've got the foundation here, which is correct. You've got the correct foundation. It works super well. The only thing is that you could do more with this, I guess. But that's just me being the functional police. If you like it, I think it looks good already. And it looks very Aaron Draplin-y. Chris says you could flip the graphics and get the P and the C shape. That's true, you could do that. That's probably a good idea. Then it would be C and P if you flipped it. That's true. Dog looks kind of fat. As I can read, cat's tail it's not too clear within the dog. The cat's tail, I think it is clear. I think this is a very nice illustrative piece. I think there's a lot more you could do to make it a logo in itself. It is very Aaron Draplin-y, but I think, I can't speak for him, but I would suggest that he would probably say simplify it. Simplify it, simplify it. It can be made into 2 letters. But that's just my sort of idea on it. I love the dog shape here with the nose and the cat and stuff like that. I think it's very creative. Well done, Ben. It's a class. It's class. It looks really good. Okay. So, Ben, that was yours. Okay, oh, no. Was that Ben or Land? Oh, it was Ben. So, Landon. Let's have a look. And you're just starting out. So, let's have a look at you. So, Landon, I'm trying to find you. Cybersecurity logo. Okay, so hi, Will. Here is one created with a security/cybersecurity business in mind. The text is custom as well. What are your thoughts? Okay, so cybersecurity. Okay, so the first thing that I can tell you about cybersecurity is that the people that are going to be using this, so your target market, is going to be medium to large scale businesses that need this kind of security in mind. So, one thing to keep in mind is the elegance of it, the readability and the trust from it. You've chosen the colors correctly for being trustworthy, which is blue. I would even go a shade lighter in the blue, in my opinion. What else can I say? So bunker cybersecurity. Now the only thing is this icon does look cool. I can't see any relevance with it at the minute, as in like, is this supposed to be half a skull? Wait a minute. This looks cool though. I do like it. Is it a mouse or is it like something different? I might be missing something here. Well, this font is actually custom made. Now, I will tell you what you can do to make it better. I would suggest with the K increasing this up here. Now, the problem you've got going here is that it just kind of cuts there. You want to repeat this line like this one. So you want this part to come all the way up here to be horizontal. And so it's not at a 45 or minus 45 degree angle. What else can I say? Let's have a look. I think that's all I can say about that. Maybe the E is a bit too wide. That's all I would say. It's a bit too wide with that. I like the text that you've got going on. I'm just kind of curious as to what this is here. So shield bunker digital. Okay, so I think you could do a lot more to make this into a shield. Now, something that would be cool to do is you see this 8-bit thing that you've got going on here. I think you can make an 8-bit shield, like a really nice looking 8-bit shield where it kind of like how can I put it? So it kind of looks like Minecrafty. Does that make sense? Minecrafty. I think that could work really well, creating an 8-bit shield where people can make it out, even if it's big and small, just using pixels to do it. And you can do that very easily with an Illustrator, I think. You just draw the shield and then you place the blocks on top of it, these squares on top. So I think that could work well. I mean, if I were you, I'd just play Minecraft for a bit. Because honestly, I got Minecraft for the Nintendo Switch and it's class. I sit in bed playing it. It's awesome. So Landon, that's what I would suggest for that. Move the K part here so it comes further up, so it's horizontal. Decrease the width of the E as the K isn't that thick. Or instead of decreasing it, increase everything else, kind of thing. Whoa, CeeLo Ramos, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. You're in the queue, bud. You're in the queue. Well done. I'm going to be critiquing your logo. Guys, what do you think of my setup right here? What do you guys think of it? This is like the old setup, but I've got it back going here. You guys are able to see me in the office now. No worries, Landon. Good to see you. Okay, next one. Let's go for the next one. Hopefully the audio is sounding better. I may need someone to help me with that. Okay, so Dizzy. Let's have a look at you. I don't know where you've sent the logo, but we can find it if we can. Okay, Dizzy, I don't know where your logo is. I don't know who you are or where you sent it. So you may have to send it again. Dizzy 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I'll come back to you. So Aussie HP. Okay, Aussie HP. You sent me an email for your friend. What's your name, Aussie? There we go. Aussie Harding. Is that you? Okay, so he goes, hi, Will, it's me, Aussie, again. I don't know if you remember me, but anyways, I've made a logo for an event some of my friends are involved in called Torbay Tech Jam. It's a monthly event trying to get children into coding. The circle and the arrow represent a child with their arms in the chair. It can also be seen as a mouse cursor. The colors are basically just for looks. The logo also uses the golden ratio. Thanks so much, man. I couldn't have made this without your videos. Oh, thanks, dude. So this is for... What's it for again? So Torbay Tech Jam. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to look at this one here. So Torbay Tech Jam. Now the first thing that pops out to me from this is that the black and white doesn't work nearly as well as the colored one down here. This is my definite favorite one. You've got the colors correct in there. I like it. It looks really nice. I would suggest though... No, hang on. Yeah, with the black one, it kind of looks like an M or an arrow. I love how you got the arms coming up. That's cool. What else can I say about this one? It's for coding and stuff. Let me just read it again. It's a monthly event trying to get children into coding. The circle and the arrow represent the child with their arms in the air. It can also be seen as a mouse cursor. Oh, no way. The colors are basically just for looks. The logo also uses the golden ratio. Okay. So I think this does look pleasing to the eye. I do like it. You've got your proportions correctly, and I can see that the simplicity of the arms coming up. I can get that. I can get behind that. I like it. Maybe though, there isn't much to change with this. Like, sometimes I can look at a logo and be really into it and stuff like that and just leave it. And this is the type of logo that I would just say leave it. I think it looks good. I can't really give you many thoughts on this one, as you sort of covered the basics of it. You've told me what it's for and you've justified the reasons within it. If I was to say anything, it would be to move this circle down, but you may not be able to if it fits within the golden ratio, because you can actually work out the space between here and here and use a Fibonacci, whatever it's called, the golden ratio, to actually get it in the perfect position that you want it. That's what I would say about that. So maybe try playing around with the circle, bringing it down a bit. But other than that, I can't really say much about it. As well as that, I would also try and use some vibrant... What is going on? There we go. I'll also try and see if you can use more vibrant colors. These are kind of like pastel, desaturated colors. And I think you could use like more colors to get the effect, if you get what I mean. So you can get brighter colors for children, or in fact, to train the eye to the middle, I would increase the colors in the middle, or make this the brightest color and then the rest less bright. Kind of like what we did here with the black and white one. So that looks really good, Aussie. I like it. Well done, man. I like it a lot. Shay is in on here. He goes, I'm not getting a tech vibe. I understand the idea behind it, but it has to be described to understand it, which doesn't have the same effect as a logo that makes sense when you see it instantly. That's true. That is true. There isn't really a tech vibe to it apart from the mouse cursor. Maybe if you were to create the mouse cursor with, I can't show you here, but if you see my mouse cursor on here or the one on your computer, you'll see that it's an actual arrow. So instead of just having the arrow bit here, maybe have the stem of the arrow coming up. I'm just saying. Hello, Will. I appreciate your constructive critique from you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Cool. So that's what I would say. I think everyone's saying the same thing. Maybe rather use a white circle as a background if necessary. True. It looks like a multicultural type school program. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I know what you mean. Multicultural. I get that, because it's kind of like a diverse logo, right? It's bright for the kids. The only problem is as well, if it's marketed towards kids instead of the parents, it may not be understood by the children as well. So that's something you got to keep in mind. So maybe having Torbay Tech Jam in some nice writing with it may help that. So Freed says, hey, Will, keep up the good work and good luck with your channel. Thank you so much, mate. I appreciate your support. Thank you. Curse Arrow has a wonderful recognizable angle to it. It does. It's very recognizable. I would just suggest to bring in the stem. That's what I would suggest. How's everyone doing? Post in the chat how you're doing whilst I check the next one. Let's do this. I'm having good fun tonight. Did you get the email sent to the proper address? So Dizzy, I need to know your email. If you just tell me, Chris, your email, he'll tell me who it is. So that's Ozzy. So the next one is Carrie. I think I'm saying your name correctly. Let's have a look. I'm just going to type in your email here. Copy and paste that. Okay, Carrie Evans. Okay, hi there. These proofs are for a professional organization called Control or Clutter. Okay, CTRL. Clutter. She wanted a sleek, luxurious approach to her branding. My idea was geometric origami paperball. Your critique would be greatly appreciated. Thanks. Awesome. Okay, so here's a better presentation of the logo, the different branding codes. Okay, so let's have a look at these. So this is for, I don't know what organization it's for, but is it for like someone who cleans up clutter? I'm not too sure. I'd like to know, like when you send me a logo, tell me who it's for, like exactly what segment of the market. Because right now, I love this so far. I want to see what it's like on black. Okay, so you've done it correctly. So guys, this is cool, right? So what I love about this is the integrity between clutter or control clutter. Yeah, is that right? CTRL clutter. Yeah, so I love the relationship you've got going on here and the ball there, or the origami ball there. I think it looks really cool. The type of 3D designs have become really popular quite recently popular, actually. In the past couple of years, people love to do these impossible shapes sort of stuff. So Carrie, I like the way that you've got it going here. It looks really 3D, and you've got some really basic colors here. It's just gray colors, 2 shades of gray colors with a white as a sort of like the edges of it, which really stand it out. And also great choice of type right here. I don't know if it's a font. I'm assuming it is a font. It's a great choice because it fits modern. It's like modern, and it fits within the actual icon and vice versa. So I love the color that you've got going on here. I would suggest this is very feminine. The luxurious side to it, I think you could do more for it. If you want it to be a bit more luxurious, I would suggest to go ahead and use maybe like a font like Dido or something like Century, something like a serif font that has a very thin diameter to it, and that gives more of a luxurious feel. This is kind of modern. I would suggest this would be I would suggest that this would be kind of like a modern day tech thing, or like a women's website. That's my only thing. So with this color, it's like a nice little pastel color here. Let's go to the darker ones. So what I would say instantly for the darker one is that I don't think this is 100% black. This is gray. So when you're in Illustrator, make sure if you want 100% black on your artboards that it is 100% black by turning your CMYK to 50% all the way up, and then the key to 100%, and that'll give you rich black, which you can't see in Illustrator very well. So here we go. I'm just going to say don't use black. The best color combination you've got is here, which looks really well. I really like that. What can I say about it other than that? I love the way that you've used it with the PNG, with the outline. I think that works really well. Something like this is awesome because when it's in color, you can utilize the shading of it. And when it's not in color, it's just black and white, you've minimized it on ink. And also you've got the 3D elements still there, which works really well. You've got a very integral way of designing this. Now, the only thing I would suggest again is it's the same theme that we've having all across tonight, is watch out on your alignment. When you go into Illustrator and you align your sort of like objects, so you want to align this to this, it sometimes mathematically aligns it. Well, it does it. Mathematically aligns it. So that's basically, it's worked out the maths of where it should be, right? But the problem with Illustrator is it hasn't got a pair of eyes. So when you look at your work and you're trying to align it, make sure that it does look aligned to you, because sometimes the balance can make it look disaligned, which makes it not aligned. Do you get what I'm saying? So what I would suggest to do is to move your logo here slightly to the left, just ever so slightly, and that will hopefully make it a bit, yeah, I would suggest that would make the balance of it better, like a better balance in. So yeah, brilliant. I really like it though. I'm adding that to my drive. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, with this one here, I won't even talk about this one, but the way that it's presented here isn't very good because I can't see it very well. This one here is the best one for like these two. And my favorite ones here is this one with the color combination there. You've got it perfectly well and it looks really pleasing to the eye. I'll also move, you see the the sort of origami shape, move that up slightly. Just move it up. That's what I would do anyway. Looks really good, Carrie. Really good. I like it a lot. Okay. Guys, I'm getting some comments in on the YouTube thing about how to send in a super chat. Quick tutorial. You go to your chat box, which is here. Thank you for the 20-something super chat. I don't know whether it's a different, I don't know what currency that is. But basically, if you want to send a super chat, go ahead and press this little icon here with the little dollar symbol on it. Send it in. I've started it so we can only send in super chats if you start at £5 or $5 or 5 something, as we're getting loads of people sending in their super chats. So no worries, Carrie. Thank you so much for joining in on the stream. Guys, I've got some cool videos for you coming out. Before I go on to the next one, I just wanted to talk about a playlist that is happening, a new playlist that I'm bringing to the channel, and it is inspired by another YouTuber called Charlie Marie, who does she's a designer herself, and she moved to London from New Zealand, and she's really cool. She inspires me a lot, and we're doing a tech for designers playlist. So I'm going to be talking about the tech that I use and what other people use. I'm going to get it in, review it, show you guys what it's all about, and basically just do tech for designer stuff. And we're going to look at them, buy them, compare them, all sorts of stuff. We're going to be talking about iPad Pros, Apple Pencils, what else, like books, bags, computers, tablets, all sorts. So keep in mind for that, or keep looking at my channel for that. So that's going to be good fun. Okay, next one. We're going to go to the next one right here. So I believe is Adrian Lloyd. Okay, let's have a look for you, man. I don't know what your name is. I need to try and find it here. Here we go. So Adrian Lloyd, it says this logo design, or this logo redesign for organic wellness cookie brand. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Organic wellness cookie brand. Okay, so guys, what do you make of this? I think, okay, so first off, I'm struggling to see what's in the middle here. So the first thing I can think about is the middle part here. I'm not understanding what it is yet. I love the layout you've got here, the boldness of it, and it's straight at you. Grandma Esther's. I like that. Wellness cookie brand. Okay, and I can't see much in here about cookies. So I wonder if you could go a bit more, less stamp type of thing, and a bit more retro with this, because the choice of color you've got here is like a slime green, and I like it. It's very punchy, works really well. I think the color looks good for what it is, but in terms of a cookie brand, maybe use more of like a brown, dark brown color. So the background could be dark brown, and yeah, it kind of looks very slimy to me. It pops out though. Whenever a client asks you for a pop-in logo or to make it pop, give them a slime green logo, man. No, honestly, I think you've got the layout here good. I'm just struggling with the illustration inside. Like, what does this mean? What's the mark inside of there? I'm not too sure on what that means. That's all you've sent me for there. But I would suggest to change the kind of like look of the logo into a cookie, because I think that could work really well. What else? I can't really think of anything else aside from just make this into the cookie itself. So like you could do cursive writing in there. I mean, you could even keep the condensed sans serif font there, but make it into the shape of the cookie itself and get rid of the border. So the actual type is the logo, but it's in the shape of a cookie, you know? So Adrian says brand attributes include hard work and dedication. So the B is used to symbolize that. Oh, it's a B, right. I didn't even know it was a B, man. Right, so first of all, I think the grain of this or the texture has stopped me from seeing it as a B. It kind of looks to me like someone like a fat guy wearing a tie with no head. Not in a bad way. I do see it now that there is a B. Now, something that I would strongly suggest doing here is that the wings, I think the reason why I couldn't see it as a B is because the wings here are like, they're not see-through, right? You need to be able to see through them to see the fat B underneath there, okay? And also because the B is very pointy, and I've never seen a B pointy before. Now, it's a very creative rendition of a B, but I can't really see it. There's no antennas there for the B, so the defining factors of a B need to be put in place. So when I stand over here and I look at it, I can see a B. So that's the main point I would suggest for that. I think you've got the layout here really well. You've got a circular format. I would suggest so. If this was me designing it for like a wellness cookie brand, I would fit the type or hand letter the logo inside of a perfect circle to make it look like a cookie so that the actual type would fit around it. But if this is part of your brief that you need a B in there, then go for it. So people are saying basically round it off, add antennas, and stuff like that. We need to make sure it's instantly a B, so it instantly looks like a B. That's the main attribute of this that we need, and then it'll make a lot more sense. Also, change this to yellow or change it to a cookie color, so like a very not a slimy color like green, but I would change it to more of like a, what kind of color would it be? Like a brownie cookie dough color. Get what I mean? So that's what I would say to that, dude. So well done though. Looks really good so far. Keep going with it. Just do it, man. Right, so Chris is actually showing people on the chat, the Discord. Go and join the Discord, guys. It's good fun. I'm in there sometimes when I get the chance. Awesome. So the next one is Lily. Thank you so much for waiting, Lily. I know it's been like nearly half an hour since you sent it. So I'm going to find you and we're going to design your work. I'm going to critique, not design it, critique your work. I'm going to look at the comments for a section as well, or for a minute as well. So I can't send super chat because I'm not in the US. I'm sorry, David. Rafal Gold. Oh, nice. Hello, Will. I appreciate constructive critique. You can check out my email. Dude, only super chat for now. I can only do super chat for now. I see the B. I don't see a cookie. That's it. We need to see a cookie within that last logo, right? It's so good to see so many people here on the chat, though. It's good to see everyone. It's good fun. Okay, so let's go to this next one. Lily. There we go. Found you. We do pet boarding, grooming, etc. Okay, got you. So Gold Star Pet Resource Incorporate. Or Inc. Okay, so first of all, you've got, like, I would suggest with this logo design, I don't think it was designed in Illustrator, was it? Okay, so the actual concept you've got here is decent, as in you've got the star in there. First of all, I would suggest to get rid of that star from there. I think the logo is very long. You've used the whole thing and you've got ink at the end. Get rid of ink. You don't need that at the end, I don't think. What else can I say about this? So the logo is really just the star part, is what you said. Audrey, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. You legend. You're in the queue. So the star is a logo part. So that's a paw print, I guess. I think with this logo, you could be a bit more abstract with it. If I was just, I'm not going to look at the rest of this other than this star part here, because I don't think you need the rest of it. I would make it so the star has a bigger diameter to it. So the actual, this part of the star comes further out if you wanted to. And I would also go ahead and redesign the paw print into something different, or into a better paw print, right? I wouldn't say this is a good logo to use. It's not the best, to put it nicely. I think that you could do so much more with this, make it more, whether you're going for a vintage vibe or not, I don't know. That's the thing. I would suggest scrapping this logo and starting with the concept again. So with this, the solution I'll give you basically is this: scrap this design. I know it was designed 18 years ago, but scrap it. Use the star, and if you want the star to be on there, put it in there. And I would also go ahead and change the paw, or even just use the paw. So get rid of all this. Doesn't work. It's very old looking, and it kind of looks like it was made in Publisher. And yeah, I mean, if I was a client to this, let me put it this way: if I was a client to this, I would be asking for me money back. It's not the best logo at all. There's like some artifacting going on there, but I think there is a concept inside of there. Now, for anyone here on the chat that's getting annoyed at me for not being rude and obnoxious, you might want to leave the live stream, because the way that I critique people's work is I'll always give a solution to the work, no matter how bad you may think it is. Because if you can design one thing, you can design literally anything, okay? You can hear me cringing. I think I am cringing a bit just because of the way that it is, but I have an idea in my head of how this can be better. So the idea is using an abstract paw print as the icon for the design. And if I had the time, I would show you. In fact, I'm going to screenshot this so I can show you in a later video how I would redesign this, so people can understand. So people can understand the why behind I'm being nice. Yeah, it is amateurish. And that's the thing. There's a lot of stuff in here that we can take and change to make it so much better. Part of my actual job really is taking logo designs that are bad and making them better again, because logo design and everything else, when a company wants to rebrand, you need to keep elements of that old logo, right? And in here, what I'm instantly doing is saying, yeah, it's not the best logo. I don't understand it very much. Get rid of this, get rid of that. But in reality, what needs to happen is me to get into this and to redesign it from the ground up, which is, I can see that you've got a paw print in there. Why don't we try that? Why don't we try using a paw print in there? So Lily, that's what I would say. Go ahead and redesign it. I mean, I'm going to probably do a video on redesigning the logo for this to show you how I would do it, just to stop any of the haters out there. So that's it. If I can't tell you in my words how to do it, I'll do it for you to show you, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's what I'd say. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Lily. Okay, smoke and strawberries. Let's have a look. I'm looking for a coal. I'm gonna find you, boy. College smoke and strawberries. What a cool name. Cole, I don't seem to be able to find your logo design in here, bud. You're gonna have to try and give me your logo. I'm gonna go to Nick Murray because I can't find your email that you sent me, dude. Okay, so Nick Murray. Thank you so much. Let's have a look for you. Nick. Here we go. Keep up the good work, Will. Pleasure watching you grow. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Okay, so I don't know what this is for. So this is the design company. This is the Braille design company. Okay, so guys, here we go. Braille. So by Braille, do you mean like the blind? How do you spell Braille? Is that Braille? Yeah, so, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so I'm looking at this. Is it not like that? Oh, sorry, smoking strawberries, you're a girl. My bad. Okay, I was about to say, so you're saying that it's not like Braille. Okay, that's hashtag dyslexia. If you didn't see in my last video, I actually spelt like foolproof wrong. There's no foolproof way of me spelling things right. Okay, so Nick Ryer. So it's not supposed to be Braille. You're blind as a bat as well. Nice one, man. Yeah, so I'm going to look at this. It's a design company, right? And what's going on here is that you've taken something that people like to do, so which is take away certain aspects of the typeface. Is this Futura that you're using here? So you've taken away certain aspects of the type away, and with that, you've left it so it's sort of been shredded in there. And this is supposed to be Braille. So the only problem I have with this is that it's not legible at all. So there's no real way to actually, do it. There's no real way of organizing this so it is legible at the minute. What I would suggest to do is use a different font for it. I can understand why you've used, I think it's Futura, or a sans serif font like that. I can understand why, and it's because you wanted these thick shapes here, these thick rectangles, these strips going down, and without this explanation that you've got going on here, it's hard to understand. I mean, if I was just to look at it for what it is and put my hand over it, if I was to look at it for what it is, I can't understand this too well. Okay, so I would say take this back to the drawing board, and with not the concept, but like choose your typeface carefully, and what you delete from there, make sure that it's correct. So it's not gonna so it's not gonna make people look at it and go, whoa, what's that? So yeah, that's what I would suggest. It's so important for people to be able to memorize this and for people to see it and read it at first. Because at the minute, the only thing that people can recognize is the Braille design company at the bottom, okay? So that's what I would say with that. I love the concept. And people get a bit funny with me saying that I like the concept of it. But it's true. I like the concept of most logos, because the best concepts, ironically, come from the most complicated logos that can't be used, right? Because the concept's there, but they don't know how to simplify that. So with logo design, there's like a checklist that you have to have. So this checklist is that you've got the concept, and then when you implement that concept, it's got to be legible and it's got to be functional. Does it fit here? Does it fit there? If I was to cut it in half, would it still work? That's the kind of thing. So that's great. Okay, Smoking Strawberries has resent her email, so I'm going to have a look at Smoking Strawberries. Thank you so much, Nick, for sending in your work right there. You're a legend. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. You're a legend, and I can't thank you enough, Nick. If you need any help with that, hit me up on Instagram. Thank you so much for supporting it. Okay, so you've resent your email. I'm going to reload this. I really don't know where it is. There we go. Okay, so this is from Cole, I believe, Smoking Strawberries. Trying again, hope it works this time. Thanks in advance. No worries. This is a logo design for a customer off my customer. Nice. My customer is a crafter. Wanted to make a branded items for her lawn guy. Her lawn guy? Okay, so he can have more professional look. Okay. The name was chosen from a suggestion thread she created. The lawn guy is a heavily tattooed, and she wanted to incorporate a tattoo type look rather than shy away from it in their conservative neighborhood. Okay, so I get what you mean. So this one here, the lawn guy, Santos Yard Art. Okay. So the first thing here I can see is I like the concept of it again. I like how you wear your hat in italic style. Is it that bad? Let me have a look. Oh yeah, man, my hair is so long. Like it's so strange. I need to get it cut. I was meant to get it cut like 2 weeks ago. That's why I'm wearing the hat. So the first thing is I'm wondering why this doesn't have the lawn guy on it. So is his name the lawn guy? I love the idea of it and I love the illustration of it, but it just makes more sense to me if this logo was to have the lawn guy in it, if that's his name. If it's Santos Yard Art, then that's cool. And I love the tattoo style that you've got going on here. It does look cool. I would say that it's very clean cut. So you've done a job that's very clean. And you can definitely tell what it is. Like you've got a banner there, which is really cool. It's really epic and stuff like that. Someone's saying the last S on Santos seems to be lower than the rest of the word. Yeah, it is a tiny bit lower, I think. The name of the brand disappears with comparison to the whole illustration. Yeah, I think this can work. Now, it depends where this is going to go. I'm struggling to see where it could go. I'm just going to go ahead and put this guy in timeout. Hilarious. Okay, so Yard Art is the name they chose. Okay, so I like this. Okay, I get what you mean now. So what I like about this is the Yard Art here. Does Santos need to be up here? I just think that this part here is just out of place, Santos. Is there another way that you could implement it in? I'm not too sure. I really like it. The color combination here is cool, sort of the brown and the black. I think for what it is, it's a good logo. Is it like for what it is and who it's for and why you have it? It's a good logo. Shirt back. Okay, so this is a great logo for a shirt back. I think that the only thing you need to really do is, so it's like on the back of a shirt, side of truck. Okay, I get you. The only thing you need to do is reconsider where you put this. So this is going to be a difficult job. I'm not too sure where you could put it, or reconsider the type that you've got going on there, because Santos is kind of hard to read right there. So that's what I would say with that one. Yeah, that's what I'd say with that one. Santos right there. I like it. I love the banner you've got going on here, the movement within it, and the fact that you've got like the rake and the spade in there, and it's symmetrical as well, so it works. Yeah, I think, yeah, as Chris Hanlines just said there, one of the mods, he just said Santos may be good here as well. Or maybe have another banner coming across the bottom. Will, can you get this? Hi, Rose. Will can get to it without you super chatting $5 more. $5 or more. Nice one. So, yeah, I like this. Maybe just reconsider where this type is here. That's what I would suggest. I will tell you guys, it's a fine art being able to talk to you, organize the office, and do the live streams. I can't thank the mods enough. Legends. Guys, we're going to get on to the next one, but I need to go and get a glass of water because I'm dying. We've been streaming for an hour. I'm planning on finishing the rest of these in this stream, but I'm going to take a 2-minute break, people. And in this break, I'm going to get a glass of water, and you guys are going to watch me letter out something. So stick around for 2 minutes. I'm going to be away. I'm going to put on some lettering that you guys may have never seen before, or you may have seen it before. But here's my process. So back in 2 minutes.
Down the street, fly looking good, just in
Okay, and I'm back, people. Good to see everyone there. I've put that in just because I needed a break for a sec to get a drink and stuff like that. Good to see everyone here on the stream. Thank you so much. Let's just check and see how many people are here. So we've got over 150 people here on the stream. That is so cool. Good to see everyone in there. So I'm going to go to the next one. I think we did Nick Murray. And we're going to go to the next one. Okay. I had fillers in there. Sorry, guys. It was a break. I like to entertain you guys whilst I'm having a break. So I don't know how to pronounce your name, bro, but is it Celo or Cello or Kello? Celio? Not too sure. I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you in there. I'm going to do you right now. Okay, and we're going to close up the submissions. Okay, I don't know where your email is. I think you've got it here. There we go. So no more submissions for now, guys, because I'm starting to flag here and we need to get through the rest of you guys and have some fun doing it. So no more super chats unless you want to just support me. I won't be doing any more submissions after this one, okay? So that's what I'm saying. Okay, so let's have a look. I do not see any logos here. There we go. So hello, Will. I would love your opinion on this logo for a Costa Rican tour operator. Thanks a lot. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh, wow. Guys, check this out. Thank you so much, Chris, for putting that out. It makes a lot of sense to do that. I'm unable to. But guys, check this out. This is for a Costa Rican, what's it? Costa Rican tours. Wow. So Green Tika Tours, is that what it's called? Look at how cool this is placed. Okay, so the first thing you notice about this is the composition, right? So the composition is there. And I love the fact that you got the, I think it's like a sun. It's like a blue sun. I think this looks great. There's not much I can say about this. This is kind of like something that you need. So instead of critiquing this, because there's not much, I may critique it as we go along, but I'm going to show you what I've learned from this. The fact that he has got all the elements that you need for a logo, especially he's got a surfboard there. It looks class. It looks really saturated on my screen over there. So yeah, I'm guessing it's just the weirdness of the screen at the minute. But the first thing is he's got the composition correct. So you're able to break this down into certain sections. And for the tours, or for the Green Tika Tours, because it's a tour company, they need to attract attention, whether it's on the side of the tour bus, if they use a tour bus, or they need to attract attention to people online. So having a good logo is always good for that. The colors stand out. They all work. I believe, are they primary? So I think they all work out. What else is in here? I love the type that you've got going on here. It's very legible, yet you have it so it's different, right? So the art is pointing up. What else? You've got the frog in there with the eyes. They stand out. And the first thing that I see when I look at this, if I shut my eyes and then look at it and then I squint, the first thing is sort of green. And that's the main thing. So Green Tika Tours. He's got the hierarchy in there. So the first thing that we can learn is from this is green at the top here and then Tika. Then he's got this border of the actual, the frog in here, negative shapes. So the cool thing about this is that he's understood that you can't just have a frog coming out of it. It needs to fit in a sort of shape. So I think the composition and layout here is really good. I like it a lot. The colors are on point and you've got the hierarchy done. I don't know what else to say about this guy. It just looks cool, right? Someone says the colors are nice, but it'd be better with fewer colors. I think this can stand with or without the colors. I honestly do believe that, as you can see here. This is one that is just in one color, and I think it works really well. What do you guys think? People say I like the green, but Tika seems to be a bit disconnected. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Maybe I would make the lines face a bit thicker. It's a bit thin. Yeah, that's true. So you see the frog. I don't know how you do it, but you see in here, I would suggest making the line here a bit thicker and having that sort of thicker stroke. If you look here on the back, there's your contrast. Dizzy. I prefer this one. This one's class, right? I like this one. The orange itself could be lighter to match with the blue and the green. That's true. That's for this one over here. I think it's more of like a blood orange, isn't it? I really like it. You've got the surfboard in there. It just screams life at me. I'm going to have fun when I'm on this tour or whatever that I'm going on. I think it works really well. I think it looks really good, mate. Don't see the toes over the single. Oh yeah, the toes are here, man. I think it looks really well. You've done a really good job here. It just screams life to me. If I was seeing this on holiday, I would love it. There's not much I can say else about this one, but dude, thank you so much for supporting the stream and sending us this logo. It's really nice inspiration. Second hand not visible on the one color version. Second hand's not as visible on the one color version. Yeah, so that's another point. So the actual left hand here, or his right hand, the frog's right hand, isn't visible on the R there. So that would be something you need to fix, I guess. Unless it's got something like, you know, that you need it to be legible or something. But yeah, people say it's very fresh. Dude, you've done a good job with this one. I like it. I like it a lot, man. It looks really cool. Looks, as the Americans would say, it looks neat, as they say. Guys, let me know what you think of the background of the office. I'm loving it at the minute. The second E is different, man. I saw, well done, man. It looks class. It's one of my favorites that I've seen in like a while, man. It looks really good. It looks really good. I'm going to check out the next one. And this is from Matija, if I've said your name right. Let's have a look to see if you have gone ahead and emailed me. I don't see an email in there, Matija. I'm going to type in your name here. Okay, so hey Will, I'm a beginner in logo design and I discovered your channel recently and found your videos so helpful and informative. Take a look at the attachment. It's a logo for an online booking company for holiday accommodations on the Croatian coast. Okay. It was imagined to incorporate seashell shape, sea waves, and a pair, suggesting they are the Croatian jewel finders. They want to keep the red color as part of the branding. Sorry, it's in Croatian. Brilliant. No worries. Okay, Croatian holiday. Oh wow, guys, what do you think of this? It's good to see everyone in. Hey Matthias, good to see you, bud. Edge Kid, what is up with the Creative Corner Discord rebranding? We had to rebrand it. We had to rebrand the Creative Discord. It may be changing again soon. Not too much, but it may be changing again. So the first thing I love about this is, I'm just going to read the sort of creative thing that you sent me beforehand. Online booking company. Okay, so this looks really nice. The cool thing about it is you've got red in there. Red's a really passionate color. It shows a lot of vibrancy. You can see this in Jet 2. When I was on holiday in Mallorca, I saw the Jet 2 signs everywhere when I was coming back from Mallorca, and you can see that everything was branded red, and it's a very clever color choice. It's really nice red. You've got the colors and the balance. Awesome. What I absolutely love is the way that you've incorporated Croatian holiday. So you've got Croatian in this really nice, minimal, futuristic type with really nice kerning on there. And you've also got holiday, which is a bit more relaxed. It's a cursive brush type that you've got going on there. The only thing I would suggest, and maybe it won't work, but is bringing the kerning of holiday in a bit. So decreasing the kerning, right? And also, there is a tiny balancing issue with the holiday part. You see where the red dot is on the eye? The problem with this is that the kerning needs to change from the L, I, and D because of that red dot. It makes it look too cramped in that section. It doesn't look consistent all the way through. And I love it how relaxed it feels. It feels corporate just enough. And I think that is the cool thing about it. You've got so many different variations of this that you can have. And when you're presenting your logos to me, don't just present it with the icons, because I think this logo will do really well just by itself with Croatian Holiday as the logo type. You don't just need to have the icon in there, right? So maybe get rid of the icon for one of these. I don't know if you've done it down here. You've got the logo map there. That looks nice. That looks nice. That looks nice. Move board. Okay, you've got the golden ratio sort of thing here. That's cool. So you've designed this within the golden ratio, I'm guessing. And then this is, oh cool, this is a nice script font here. You got the colors here. This is a portfolio preview, which is really nice. You've got some mock-ups here of the logo and how it looks. So the only thing with this is, I know this looks really cool and stuff, but it doesn't really have much to do with a holiday for me, right? So the only real thing is that this leather look doesn't have much to do with holidays to me. So stuff like this bag, it does, but I'd like to see what it looks like on a website. Stuff like this on a mug is really good to show how it works on a lot of things, even on a mug, especially stuff like this, Croatian holidays. Now with this one, I think you could have put like something in the background of this. So you could have had another one of these images right here. And then in the background image, instead of it just being white, you have like a nice stock image of like a holiday, right? And then when you've done that, you just put everything white, or just have Croatian Holiday at the bottom here, and then have the stock image there. And that shows how well it can tie in to a holiday and make it look like a holiday. I just got a text from someone. I'm just going to check it. Okay, so Shay's texting me. Thank you, Shay. You're a legend. He's texting me that I need to look for someone's thing. Brilliant. Cheers, Chris and Shay. My mods are like the best mods on the planet. So guys, that's what I would say with this. I can't see anything else that I need to say about it. You know, I just really like it. I think you can do so much with it, right? What do you guys think? People say maybe keep it all in a circle. Let's have a look. All logos should be golden ratio logos. Not all logos should be golden ratio logos. I don't agree with that. Who are you? Who's that? Juan. Yeah, I don't think all logos have to be golden ratio, because I do a lot of logo types that aren't. Stuff like this, it helps because it's like the golden ratio, all it is a baseline of composition, right? It just kind of like nearly a foolproof way of making something look pretty, but they can be very limiting as well. So yeah, that's what I would say with that one. I think you've done a really good job of it so far. Looks really corporate, trusting, but relaxed at the same time. So you've done a good job there. It's kind of like showing people the traveling side of it. So bigger horizons is what I get from this. Sunrises I get from this logo. It looks really good. Well done. I really like it, dude. When I say dude, I don't just mean, you know, dude as in a man. I mean it as in, like, you know, it's unisex. Before any SJWs get at me. Okay, so let's have a look. So we've next got, I think, I'm going to go back to someone. I missed someone. So I'm going to go and look for Silver Look on here. Oh. I'm going to try and find him. 2 seconds, people. I need to type in his email. Luke Silver. Okay, awesome. So thank you so much, Luke. I think I might have missed you somewhere. I don't know where I missed you, but I did miss you, and I apologize for that. Okay. How do I decide whose logo you're looking at? I basically have a list of super chats, and in the way that they come in, I do it in the order that they come in. So awesome. Luke Silver. Hi, I managed to dig out a logo on G-Dive for a critique. I don't know what that means. On Google Drive for a critique. Ah, cool. I'm at home, so I had a hard time getting other stuff for my office PC. You're awesome, and I'd like to thank you for all the time you put into helping us all get better at what we do. Luke from Poland. Or Luke Poland. No, Luke from Poland. Brilliant. Thanks so much, dude, for supporting the channel. Thank you, everyone. Hello, Naomi, my pretty wife. She's in on the chat. The ban hammer's coming down, people. Super chats, Harry, are these things here. So hang on, I need to make sure you can see. So here's the chat box. Press this little part here and you can send a super chat from anywhere between £2 to £500, dollars, whatever. And it helps support me. Awesome. So I'm going to just have a look at this again. So this is a lot. Okay, cool. Okay, let me gather my thoughts on this one. I'm going a bit crazy in my head here. So Warsaw real estate. I like this. This is cool. So you sent me that. Okay, so this is kind of like the mock-up preview of some of the stuff here. We've got, okay, whoa. Okay, I'm gonna have a look at this, but it's just going a bit crazy for me at the minute. Okay, so you've got your mood boards here. Google is not very good at doing this, is it? I'm gonna just have a look at this logo. So there's a real estate logo. What I love about this is that the hierarchy is correct again. You've got an icon in there or like an illustrative piece in there, which is cool. You've also got the typographic logo here in very nice hierarchy. The only thing that I would first off say is that real estate needs to come down lower to counteract the balancing between the negative space between Warsaw and the top part here. That's the first thing that I would say with that. Also, I would increase the tracking of real estate so it fits with the W here to the end W to box that in. Or decrease the scale of Warsaw real estate so it's coming down at an angle like this. So you see this angle, it'll come down kind of like this, like an angle. And that would look pretty neat in that sort of sense. What else? I love the idea that you've got like a W here. So it's very simple shapes. It's kind of like a missing W there. I'm going to have one more look, one more time in here to try and see what you've got going on here. So Warsaw Estates, these are different ones. This is your mood board kind of thing that's going on. It looks really nice. I love the way that you've used it. You've got some different logos in there. So looking at it from a very small perspective on my screen here, I think it does look nice. You just need to change those little things. So Dizzy says the colors represent the sunrise. That's cool. That's a cool way of doing it. If the colors represent the sunrise, maybe I would suggest, I would suggest increasing the level of orange that you use. You've got like a magenta to blue. And I know you wanted the red night sky, but I would suggest going ahead and creating a bit more literal so someone can see it straight away. But I really like this. I like how it's the two W's on Warsaw really box this logo in, which is really nice. Lebon says, Will, please look for Monostar, quite an old email you've not checked. If you haven't super chatted, dude, I can't do that just yet. But dude, this one looks really nice. I don't know what else to say about it, just because other than change the tracking of real estate at the bottom so it fits in line with this, or decrease the scale of these two, or increase the scale of the top part here so it comes down like this. So it's kind of like this thing like that. But the whole thing creates a crown as well. That's true. That's a good thing as well. Guys, Dizzy is not Dizzy no matter what his name is. Luke is definitely not Dizzy. Guys, I really like this one. I'm actually going to just steal this, screenshot it for inspiration, because I like it. If I really like a logo, I'll screenshot it and stuff like that. Awesome. I'm going to go to the next one, but well done, mate. Looks class. Who's the next one? Philippe. I'm going to try and find you. You sent 20 something. So Fortified church logo. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay. I'm just looking at the chat for a sec. The whole thing creates crown. Yep. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm up to speed with this. So Philippe says, I did one of the designs of the one, but the client went with the other one. Which one is better? Which one is... This is different, isn't it? Let's try this then, okay? So Fortified church. I'm going to move this slightly over here so you can see it. There we go. Fortified church. Today I've made you a fortified city. Fortified Church, Jeremiah 1 verse 18. Fortified. Okay, so the first one that I prefer is the one on the right, and I'll tell you the reasons why. I don't really like the F they've used here, but I love the type they've got here. See, logo designs that need to be simple and they have to definitely be memorable. The problem that you've got here with the left one is that it's not simple, neither is it memorable, and it's missing parts of the Fortified here. I understand it, the concept of it, but it needs to be simple enough that someone who's walking in can read it. Even someone who doesn't speak the language walks in and read it. And especially designing for a church is a completely different sort of demographic you got to think about, because churches are family orientated. So your family goes to church on a Sunday. Me and Naomi go to church, and there's like 80-year-olds who go to church. There are people who are, 2-year-old who go to church. There are parents, there are brothers and sisters that go. So the logo needs to work for everyone. It needs to be family orientated. So the one on the right with this one here, I would choose this one over the other one simply because it does the job. It's nothing flashy, it just does the job. The problem starts when you try and get too flashy. And the part of this logo on the right that I do not like is this part here. I don't think that they need this F there. I think Fortified Church is good there. I think that works well. And the plus with this logo, there's a lot going on. There's like a rock, and I understand it. There's a rock with a swimming pool in it. You've got some water splats here. You've got like a circle here, but the problem is there's just quite a lot going on. If I was to say, like, it's not bad concept, it's a good concept, but the problem is with logos, we need to be simple. It needs to always be simple. Keep that in mind. Simplify. And that is the hardest part of logo design when you're learning, is how to get all these ideas in your head and like filter them down into this one simplified way. And the way that you do that is by, what is the name? There's the name, put it there. We need an icon, done. That is a logo. And that process can take a long time. So that is why I prefer the one on the right. You've got a lot of words here, and no one's going to remember this. They'll remember maybe the F in the middle, but they're going to definitely remember this and notice this when they're walking past, especially with the colors as well. The colors are used there as a very bright color. So that's what I'd say about that one, dude. But like, hopefully you learned something from that, man. Hopefully you learned. Awesome. So the next one is from Audrey T, and I'm going to nick his email from the super chat list. And let's have a look. Okay, Audrey T, this is my very first logo design attempt. The logo is for a company called Black Platinum Illusions. A solo guy who is a magician and entertainer focuses on magic card tricks. He wanted something professional, simple and elegant to attract higher end clients. Let me know what I did wrong. Oh. Let me know what I did wrong. So I'm taking it, dude, that he didn't want your logo in the end. Okay. Let's have a look. Black Platinum Illusions. Okay. So I actually quite like this. I don't see the problem. I honestly don't see the problem. Did you read the brief properly? What was his brief? He's a solo guy who's a magician and entertainer. Focuses on magic card tricks. He wants something professional, simple, and elegant to attract higher end clients. Let me know what I did wrong. Okay, so what we've got here is, I think the problem that you have is that you haven't got a magic card in there, quite literally. If someone said to me that they were a magician and they focus on magic card tricks, I'm going to instantly start drawing magic cards as the face of his brand, because that's what he does. And if someone was to walk by and see Black Platinum Illusions and then a magic card there, they're doing like a, an abstract magic card, what are they going to think? Oh yeah, illusionist, magician, la-di-da. So that's probably where you've gone wrong. What I'm not saying, I'm not saying that this logo looks bad, because it doesn't. It looks cool. The problem is it's not functional and it's not to the market or the target that it's supposed to be. So I don't know if he did something wrong. I think it's just the implementation or the research side of it went wrong. So the way that you counteract this is by making sure that your research side is correct from the start. So you have to make sure that the research that you're giving is correct and everything works well from the start, okay? So that's what I would say is wrong. I'm not going to critique the rest of this because I think it looks good. I don't understand why you have bits missing from the B and the P. I think the P looks cool with the missing bit there. I've never actually tried that before, so that's cool and it's still legible. But I think the icon is where you've gone wrong. That's what I'd say. If you're asking where you went wrong, it's the icon. Because I think it works well like this and this. If not, just move this kind of up a little bit. But that's where you've gone wrong in the icon and stuff, okay? Well, it's a spade, diamond, and heart. It's very clever, actually. I understand that it's a diamond in there from a card, but the problem is it's too clever. Logo designs, I can show you thousands of them that are really clever that us designers like, but the problem is that it's not literal to the client base. So if I had like the most amazing logo and stuff, I would be happy with that, but maybe the client isn't. It has to be simple and logical to them, if you get what I mean. I'm not trying to be nasty, and I'm not being nasty. I'm saying this is a nice logo. Where you've gone wrong is the research stage of what you should have done. So yeah, it just needs more simple execution. Correct. That's exactly what it is. Chris, word of mouth, man. Love it. So that's what I'd say. You didn't do much wrong, man. It looks cool. Just simplify it, man. This design is understood by a client / customer of the client may not. That's very true, and that's what I'm trying to say. Keep that in mind, okay? Clients may not understand. No worries, Audrey. Well done, mate. You've done a good job with that one. Okay, so the next one is Ushman, if I can say that right. We'll go to the next one. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat, Ushman. Okay, so here we go. It goes, my name is Ushman, or Usman. I don't know how to say your name. Sorry, dude. I'm currently a student at the Laguna College of Art and Design. Here's a logo I did for a concept kids backpack company called Joey's. I've sent over the logo lockup or mock-up, a grid and a product example. Would love if you could critique my logo. Of course I will. Let's have a look. So this is the logo, Joey's. Okay. Kids backpack. So I'm guessing this is like, what's it called, a kangaroo? Kangaroo. Here's a backpack. I understand it. I think this logo works really well, people. What do you think? I think the implementation of the kangaroo in there, if it's not a kangaroo, I'm wondering what it is. That's my only issue. If it's not a kangaroo, I don't know what it could be. But I think it looks really good in this sort of style. What else can I say in here? Jump into the new adventure. Okay, so you've got like a cool system here for advertising, which is really cool. Seeing the logo and how it works is amazing. You see, you've got the Joey's logo here. You've got a nice, soft and playful logo. It's very rounded, so it looks really nice. So I'm just looking at something in here. Yeah, it looks really rounded and stuff, which is really nice. I love the imagery you've got going on here. I'm going to look at the grid here, see what you did. I don't know if this is logo, golden ratio, but yeah. I like it a lot. I don't see any problems with this. I think it just looks good, all in all. The only suggestion that I would give is I would love to see it on more things. So you've got this here with the Joey's part here, and this is very clever. People know what it is. People will know. It's got the colors in there. It's got the little kangaroo in there. It's nice. Joey's a word for baby kangaroo. That's what I was trying to think of. It's the baby kangaroo. And it works well, man. Very clever. Great piece to put in your portfolio. I've learned a lot from this one. Yeah, I absolutely love it. I like it, but the direction of the kangaroo is facing makes it seem like it would fit nice if it was bumped a bit more to the right. Let's have a look. Yeah, so it's a theme that we've been seeing all across. I've just missed that totally, but it's a theme that we've seen all night, which is that the alignment is being done mathematically in Illustrator, or like, with exact symmetry instead of optically looking. Illustrator doesn't have a pair of eyes, so it doesn't get it right all the time. So with this one, because you've got the large sort of square shape here, you'll need to bump this to the right a little bit more so that this stem is about exactly where this part is here. Because then this is going to take the circumference of the middle, right? So it's going to be in the middle and the eye is going to look at it properly. That's my only thing. Visual symmetry is different than vector symmetry. That is very true. That is a good way of putting it, Chris. It's a good way of putting it. So that's what I would say with that. Just watch out for that vector symmetry going on there. We need visual symmetry. Don't always trust Illustrator, especially with shapes like this that are kind of complicated for it. It's sort of all it does, it creates a bounding box, and then that bounding box is aligned through mathematics to itself. You know, it's a very strange sort of thing, okay? So I really like that one, dude. Looks really good. Awesome. So the next one and the final one is Biz the Kid. And he's like, in full caps lock, hey, Will, I sent a logo to you. My email is briananderson301. Brilliant. Okay, let's have a look. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Okay. This is a made-up logo design for a home healthcare organization. The name is just a combo of Sarah, and the first is the one I like, but I sent my other versions as well. Okay. Adrian Lloyd says, yeah, but a logo should never explain. It's to identify. So why a magic card? Because you can identify a magician with a magic card. I'm not explaining it. That's just identifying a magician with a magic card, which a lot of magicians do if you have a look. Okay, so this one here. Yeah, I'd say the colors are a bit off. So like, okay, first off, look. Healthcare organization, Sabri. Okay, so first off, the problems that we've got going on here is that these hands don't look correct. So combination of Sarah and Brian. Okay. Okay, so let me get my head together here. So first off, get rid of Sabri down here. Get rid of it. You don't need the problem that you've got going on here is that you've increased the S in the I. I don't like that. The only reason for that is it doesn't look professional. It doesn't look clean cut. You want this to be clean cut, especially if it's for healthcare. You need something that people will trust. I mean, if you walked into a hospital and you had type like that, a lot of typographers won't want to be treating that hospital just because it doesn't look correct, okay? And get rid of the stroke as well. You don't need the stroke on there either because it's a nice font. I believe that you're using Abraham. Could be Abraham or Century. I don't know. I think it's Century actually. But it's a nice font that you've got going there, so get rid of that. I would in fact actually change the font to sans serif so it doesn't have any of these serifs. Kind of looks a bit old. Now for the icon, I see you've got like a system going on here. You're trying to work out the earth, sea and the heart and stuff. The problem that we've got going on here, the illustration isn't correct either. We need to simplify this down. I can understand you've kind of got like an S in there, which is cool. I like that. But the problem is it's a very complicated logo in itself. And to get these shadows in, you've sort of like used an eraser and gone like this there. Now there's a lot of different lines here, you see? All these lines are coming through. The only simple part of this is the circle itself and the palms and maybe the wrist here. You want the whole hand to kind of be like that, so there's no bumps and stuff, all right? So get rid of these bumps and then make sure it's just black. You don't want these the logo to be two different colors like that, especially with the stroke. It doesn't look good. Aside from if you had the Google logo look good in itself because of the primary colors that it used. I see that you've got like a little system going on here, but I'm trying to think of other things. Yeah, I would just suggest working on that hand. It needs to be a lot more simplified, and also get rid of the circle. I don't think you need the circle in there at all. I think you just need, if you're going to use it, use the hands, maybe put it on an angle, simplify it. If this is the concept that you want, you know. Someone says, I don't want to be rude at all, but that looks ugly. Well, rational eye, you know, I think that the concept looks good as a matter of fact. Don't take any notice of them, dude. I think this logo has got a lot of potential to it. You just need to understand the way that it works. So the way that you're looking for this is you want the hands just to be there, right? And then with the hands, I would get rid of the circle. And I would also make this type here into a font maybe Century Gothic, or what are the fonts are on that? Helvetica, even if you wanted to. Hell, why the Helvetica not? So I think that would work the best. Simplify the hands by looking at the shape of them. You don't need these little cuts and sort of like bumps here. I know it makes it look literal, but you don't want that. You want it to be simpler than that. And also use more negative space options to create the shadows and the sort of depth or the negativity of the thumbs here that you've got going on. Again, I will say I like the concept of this, but I would not have this as a logo, and I wouldn't trust this as a logo yet. But like I said, all you need to do is work on it. I always make a point of ignoring people when they just say, I don't like it. I think that is not criticism at all. I think there's a difference between criticizing and being rude. I think criticism comes when you offer a solution to the problem. And I think if anyone like in the chat understands this, you can be honest, but you also want to offer a solution afterwards. And that's what I try and do. And this logo isn't the best logo. It doesn't look good, but I see the potential in it, and my brain just flurries with ideas of what I could do with this as part of my job. If you're a good logo designer, not saying that I'm the best logo designer, but if you're a good logo designer, you can take a logo like this and make it 10, 100 times better. Not even just me doing that, but I can get you to make it better by just giving you some tips and tricks and showing you along the way, okay? So Hugo says the hands are too complex. It's true. The font maybe be Boo, I guess. Yeah. Mohammed says it will look better if the hands are black in color and placed vertical. It'll make the S appear. That is true as well. So he's got a good idea. Mohammed, you've got a good idea right there. I don't think the font choice works. Yeah, the font choice doesn't work. You want it to be kind of like friendly, because it's a healthcare service, right? Not too friendly, not playful, but somewhere where you would trust, somewhere that's relevant, that you can trust, that looks sturdy. So use a nice sturdy font for it, kind of like maybe Brandon Grotesque or something like Futura, kind of fonts like those. Those are the most popular ones, but fonts like them, okay? Guys, thank you so much for being on the stream. We've been streaming for nearly 2 hours. It's been good seeing you all here. I'm gonna announce a couple of things before I go. So a video, or more videos, are coming to the channel. I've got one coming out tomorrow for you, which is a logo design, well, not a logo design, a tutorial that I'm gonna be doing, as well as talking about my Instagram inspirations. I'm also doing a day in the life of a graphic designer video, so stick around for that. Tech for Designers is coming very soon, and it's going to be a nice little place for you to see all the tech that I use and stuff like that. This video will be available very soon to rewatch, so make sure you rewatch Hugo if you want to. Also, I've got a course coming out very soon. Keep in the loop with that. Follow me on Instagram. If you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel to get all the new updates of everything that's going on in design and stuff like that. And guys, hurry up and submit your Spartan Race logo design submissions in before it ends, which I believe is only in a couple of days. So you've only got a short time to submit them properly before it finishes, okay? Awesome. I don't know if I'm going to answer one more question. So I'm going to open up for Q&A right now. I'm just going to let people ask a question. I'm going to pick a random one to finish on. So if you have a question that you would like to ask me and for me to go into, now is the time to ask. So I'm going to let you ask in the comments below, and it's going to be hilarious. My back's killing me. I'm going to wait until I get a question. Streaming is hard, I must say. When I'm not streaming, it's kind of like I get to have a break and I get to edit it and stuff and sit down. But I'm trying to stand up for the streams because I want it to kind of be more engaging for you. Okay, so here we go. We're getting some questions in here. Let's have a look. I'm going to choose one that I like. Okay, I'll choose a few questions, seeing how they're relatively short. So, what is the best way to do research for a logo It's the best way is by asking the company and also doing a lot of book research and looking on the internet, just looking at it properly. What's my favorite part of design? Drawing. I like the drawing part of it. That's fun. How much time did it take you to be professional? It's taken me about, I think, nearly 8 years now. 8 years, but that's every day. When I started, I literally, for the years that I've been doing this, I've had no bosses or anything like that. But I spent about 6 hours a day, 6 to 10 hours a day, sitting and practicing, drawing, reading, researching, learning. And I spent that amount of time a day. And, you know, you can go to uni and you can get some really good results out of going to uni. You can get a job and stuff like that. Uni isn't bad. But for me, it wasn't for me. I knew that I could, like, give it a good stab at myself if I did it by myself. So I just spent the whole time just basically treating it like a day job. Even when I wasn't getting paid, I spent it in my mum and dad's house, just looking, researching, practice, knowing that every day I'm getting better and stronger. Am I making another inspirational video about God soon? Yes, I will be. Don't worry. There's more. If you don't know, I make faith-based videos. More of those videos are coming out as we do them. I want them to be the best as possible. Will we have a great exhibition in Poland about Polish logo design masters? Go check this out. Oh, I might have to check that out. Let's have a look. Another question. Did you start traditional art like drawing or painting? No, I started by lettering. I started in a place called Blackpool. I've actually got the book somewhere, like my first sketch pad and my first pencil somewhere that I bought for it. Okay. Another one is doing spec work a good way to earn money for a beginner? Doing spec work a good way to earn money? I didn't think spec work was money based. So if you're doing work pro bono, then you don't get paid, but people say that they can pay you an exposure, which is a very, it's difficult to say yes or no. I think if a big company, let's say a ridiculous company like Apple wants you to design something for them, you do that because you've designed something for Apple to put on, your portfolio. It's the same with me. I've worked with social media companies for free to put on my portfolio in the future. So like when I have time, when I reset my portfolio, because every year I like to reset my portfolio, spend a lot of time on it and reset it, I can put my work on there and say, yo, I worked for this person. And that's the only time I'll do spec work, is when I can say that I've worked for a company that I'm inspired by, okay? I'm a 14-year-old student who's visiting a graphic design school. Do you have any tips for me? I'm really interested in hand lettering and logo design. Yes, tip number one is stay at it. And don't compare yourself to other people. The biggest killer of creativity is comparison. When you start comparing your abilities or how much you get paid or how much work you do in time and stuff like that, that's when the pressure sets in. Now, when you have pressure, creativity kind of lapses for me personally. So I would say don't pressure yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people. There's always going to be someone who's better than you. That's all I say. And you do your best because everyone's unique. And the great thing about being creative and in the creative industry is that you are the best at being you because you're the only one who is you. So therefore you are the best at what you do for you. So that's the way that I kind of see it in my head. So don't get a huge ego, but just like understand that there's always something to learn and don't stop learning. It's all about bettering yourself, not bettering other people. It's all about being better for yourself, not being better than other people. Okay. Do you recommend using a portfolio website like Carbonade or maybe make it yourself? Portfolio website, definitely. For a small designer, yeah. That's what I would say. How do you distance yourself from your work? Okay, so how do I distance myself? This is something that's difficult for me. I distance myself from work by going home and speaking to my wife. Lately, that's been difficult because Naomi actually is like starting to do stuff for me now. The problem with that is that when I'm home, she needs to ask me questions. So when I'm sort of like distancing myself away from the work, I'm getting back into the work mode. As I say, I always say I'm in work mode now. Like on Saturday, I realized that I didn't post a video for like over a week, and I started to get nervous, and I started to get feel a bit bad for you because I was like, oh, people have subscribed to me. I've got like a quota to fill, really. I want you guys to have videos and stuff. So I went up this Saturday when I was supposed to have a day off, and I made a video, spent 3 to 4 hours here, made a video for you, which is the last video you saw on the channel. So distancing yourself from work is quite easy when it's less busy. But at the minute, because I've been writing a book, and that had to be handed in very quickly, and because I've also been doing client work for companies and doing stuff for YouTube, sponsorships and stuff like that, and I'm going away. I went on holiday and I want to go to like Iceland and stuff like that. Because of that, it's very intense and it's full on. So when you get into the creative industry, you've got to be organized for your time, but understand there is seasons which could be short or long where work is intense and you have to do it because it'll pay off in the future, but it's not sustainable. It's all about having a sustainable balance, right? Okay, so let's do another one. So can you make a video on what is copyright on logo stuff? What if someone steals my logo, redesigns it and sells it? To be honest, every logo that's ever been designed has been designed, I would say. And like I say that just as an initial thing. You know, I can look at some logos that, you know, I've seen online, and then I look back at the 1920s in like a logo catalog that I have, and I'll see the exact same logo or a very similar version of it. It's different. If someone steals your logo, there's a few things you can do. You can send a copyright order to them, which is that you are using my work, you have to pay me for that, so stop it. You can also charge royalties, like force that upon people. It's very difficult to actually, you know, talk about, because as a designer myself, I have to protect myself and like have things in place for when someone does take my work illegally. So the only way that people take my work now really is to repost it. And I don't mind that. I'm allowing people to do that, to repost my work, but to give me credit. Okay, let's do another one. What is the best way to get a job as an entry-level graphic designer? The best way to get a job as an entry-level graphic designer, be an intern, or do you mean like a stable job or a freelance job? If it's a freelance job, just post work out online every day, keep bettering yourself, do case studies on your portfolio. My back's killing me. Do case studies on your portfolio. So don't just put logos there and say, there you go. You know, I need to practice what I preach here, but like, I haven't done that yet. I'm working on my portfolio website. I need more time. But basically put case studies on your website and people will see exactly what you're talking about when it comes to what you're doing. So let's have a look. Another question. Let's do one more question and I'm going to wrap this up, okay? I'm doing logo design since a month or two now, won a couple contests. Should I continue on this course of career change? I'm doing logo designs since a month or two now, won a couple contests. Should I continue on this course or career change? Bad English. I'm not too sure, dude. That's up to you. You should do whatever career you want to do. Okay, let's do one more question. One more. Okay, so Dark Lord, my first client. Who was my first client and how did you get it? This is really strange actually, because my first real client, like proper paid client, was my neighbor, which is just out there, like literally. And he's a painter and decorator, and I designed his logo. I'm going to get a picture for you guys at some point because I don't know where it is on my computer, but he's a painter and decorator. And basically I designed the logo for him, and I designed his van, like the painting on his van, and I thought this logo was great. And I only charged, he only like gave me, I think like 60, 70 pounds for it, which is quite a lot to me back then. Cause I was like, whoa, someone's paying me for work that I've enjoyed doing. This is crazy, right? And it's just mental, because every time I come out of work now, or sometimes when I come out of work, because his parents live close to me and he used to live with them, because he's over there, I see his van from time to time, and it's a nice reminder of small beginnings. You always start small, but might I say, the logo is a hell of a functional logo. Like, it really does work. Like, props to me for being like, you know, functional back then. When I was starting, it was all about the functionality of it. I will get a picture for you guys. Okay. What is it hard to support your family from freelancing? That depends. I mean, when I started, I just left college and I had like, instead of going to uni, my parents paid for my brother to go to uni, like, you know, paid for some of the bills and stuff. Instead of them paying for me to go to uni, they let me stay in their home, and I designed from there and I learned from there. And people didn't believe me straight away, but I said I can make an online career through it, and that there's different ways of doing that by learning it and, you know, gaining clients. And people, you know, were a bit taken back by it at first, but they did trust me and it did work out. So yeah, at first I wasn't making money, but I always say this is from the start of this career. I've always said I'm working today for the payment that I'll get in 2 years time. I'll be paid in 2 years time what I'm doing today. So like, that's the way that I go about it. All the content that I bring out is how I do it. What inspires me to make videos? It's you guys. You inspire me. And making videos is difficult. You know, it's not a fun thing to do. The office gets messy. There's lights everywhere right now. There's cameras everywhere right now. It's expensive, but you guys really like it. So yeah. So I'm going to leave it there, guys, but it's been so good to see you all on here. Thank you so much for being a part of this stream. I'm going to go, since most people have left now as well. But guys, have a great day. I'm going to leave you, not with a video this time, but I'm just going to leave you, okay? So guys, thank you so much for being on. Check me out tomorrow on a new video, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, see you soon. Good to see you all.